Stop making content until you have this calendar system. Seriously. Put the camera down, close Google Docs, and stop typing. Most people think content planning is just an exercise in creativity, picking random topics, jumping on trends, and hoping something goes viral. But here's the brutal reality of what is actually happening to your business. You are wasting months, maybe even years, creating assets that nobody asked for, nobody is searching for, and nobody will remember in 24 hours. We need to talk about the content hamster wheel. Let me introduce you to Sarah. Sarah is a hypothetical founder, but she represents about 90% of the people watching this video. Sarah is disciplined. She posts on LinkedIn 3 times a week. She writes a weekly blog. She sends a newsletter. She is doing everything the gurus tell her to do. But when she looks at her analytics, it's a flat line. She gets the same 50 visitors every month, and half of them are her competitors or her mom. She feels like she's shouting into a void. Why? Because Sarah is operating on ego-first planning. She sits down once a month, grabs a coffee, and thinks, "What do I find interesting today?" That is a recipe for failure. It's like opening a restaurant and serving only food you like, without ever checking if the town actually eats that kind of food. But what if I told you there is a different way? A way to plan your content that mathematically guarantees traffic growth. A way where you don't guess what to write. You simply supply the demand that already exists. This is called the Search First Content Calendar. Here is the core philosophy. We do not create demand, we harvest it. Instead of guessing what to write about, you start with what people are actually searching for. It's like having a crystal ball that shows you exactly what content will bring visitors to your site before you even write a single word. The crazy part is that most businesses skip this step completely. They treat content like a megaphone, shouting at people. The Search First method treats content like a magnet, pulling people in who are already looking for you. When you flip the switch in your brain, something magical happens. Every piece of content you create has a built-in audience waiting for it. You aren't trying to convince people to read your stuff. You are simply answering the question they just typed into Google. But to do this, we have to understand the psychology of your customer. We have to map the search intent journey. Most people think keywords are just strings of text. They aren't. Keywords are frozen psychology. They are a window into exactly what a human being is thinking at that exact moment. To build this calendar, you need to map out the 3 stages of your customer's journey because the search behavior changes drastically at each stage. Stage 1. The problem-aware stage. This person doesn't know you exist, and they don't even know the solution yet. They just know they have pain. Bad content strategy. Trying to sell them your product immediately. Search first strategy, answering the pain. If you sell a project management tool, you don't write about your features. You write about why is my team missing deadlines or how to organize remote workers. These searches are your entry point. This is where you catch them. Stage 2, the solution-aware stage. Now they know solutions exist. They are comparing. They are searching for best project management tools for small teams or Asana versus Trello. If you don't have content here, you lose them to the competitor who does. Stage 3, the decision stage. They are ready to buy. They are searching specifically for pricing, reviews, or implementation guides. Your calendar cannot just be a random mix of these. It needs to be a structured funnel. You need to capture them at the pain, guide them through the comparison, and land them at the decision. So how do we actually build this? We use a 3-part system: mapping, clustering, and sequencing. Part 1. Keyword mapping. You are going to take those 3 stages we just discussed and find the exact phrases people use. You can use tools like Google Auto-Suggest, Answer the Public, or Ahrefs. You aren't looking for cool ideas. You are looking for data. How many people search for X? How difficult is it to rank for Y? If nobody is searching for it, it does not go on the calendar. Period. I don't care how passionate you are about the topic. If there is no search volume, it is a diary entry, not a business asset. Part 2. Content clustering, the hub spoke. This is where 99% of people fail. They write orphan posts. A random post about sales on Monday, a random post about hiring on Wednesday. Google hates this. It tells the algorithm that you are a jack of all trades, master of none. Instead, we use clustering. Imagine your website is an encyclopedia. You need a hub page. This is your pillar content. Let's say it's the ultimate guide to remote work. Then, you create 5 to 10 spoke pieces of content that link back to that hub. Spoke 1, remote work tools. Spoke 2, time zone management. Spoke 3, remote team culture. Spoke 4, asynchronous communication. When you link all these together, you create a web of relevance. You are signaling to Google, I am not just writing an article about remote work, I am the topic authority on remote work. Part 3, the publishing sequence. This is the secret sauce. Most people do this backwards. They write the ultimate guide first, publish it, and then wonder why it doesn't rank. Here is the counterintuitive truth. You need to build the foundation before the roof. Think about building a house. The foundation. This is your supporting content. The spokes. These answer specific, long-tail questions. They are easier to rank for because they are specific. The walls. This is your comparison content. The roof. This is your ultimate guide, the hub. You should publish the spokes first. Let them get indexed. Let them start getting small trickles of traffic. Then, you publish the hub and link everything together. Suddenly, that hub has 10 internal links pointing to it the day it goes live. It shoots up the rankings because it's supported by a foundation of authority. Let's pause and address the biggest objection I get. But I have so many things I want to talk about, I want to cover everything. This brings us to the Cheesecake Factory problem. Have you ever looked at the menu at the Cheesecake Factory? It's a book. They have pizza, burgers, sushi, tacos, pasta, and steak. They are good at everything, but great at nothing. If you want the best sushi in town, do you go to the Cheesecake Factory? No. You go to the dedicated sushi bar that only serves fish. The internet works the same way. When Google scans your site and sees you talking about productivity one week, marketing the next, and crypto the week after, it gets confused. It doesn't know where to file you. You need to be the sushi bar. Pick one problem your customer has, just one. Find every single way they search for that problem. Create a cluster around that single problem. Dominate that space completely before you even think about moving to the next topic. The difference is like being a general doctor versus a heart surgeon. Both help people, but when someone needs heart surgery, they want the specialist. And guess what? The specialist gets paid 10x more. So what does this look like in practice? Let's build your next 6 months right now. Month 1, the low-hanging fruit. Focus entirely on specific questions your customers ask before they buy. These are your spoke articles. How to fix X error. Why is my Y not working? These have low search volume but incredibly high intent. Month 2, the comparison phase. Now that you have the foundational questions answered, move to the comparison. Best tools for X, Service A versus Service B. Link these back to your Month 1 articles. Month 3, the authority pillar. Now write the massive ultimate guide that ties Month 1 and Month 2 together. This is your roof. Month 4, 6. Repeat for a new problem. Once you have dominated the first problem, pick a second adjacent problem and repeat the process. This is where the compound effect kicks in. In a normal calendar, your old posts die. In a search-first calendar, your old posts gain strength over time. The content you wrote in Month 1 is still bringing in traffic in Month 12. By Month 6, you have built a library. You aren't just a content creator anymore. You are a media company with assets. Most content calendars are just publishing schedules. Post on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That is a chore list. A search-first calendar is a business plan. It predicts traffic. It predicts leads. It builds equity in your brand. So, here is your homework. Stop writing. Stop filming. Go look at your last 10 posts. Did you write them because you wanted to say it or because someone was searching for it? If it was for you, that's art. If it was for them, that's business. Are you ready to stop guessing and start building a system that actually works?